you are a massive proponent of upsells and see a lot of e-commerce businesses leaving money on the table because they don't choose to do an upsell with their customers. What do you see with Ted's woodworking upsell that is working, and what are they doing right here?
Yeah, so this is a very kind of classic upsell that, is kind of one of those kind of upsells that is a little kind of, I don't know how to say this correctly, but perhaps it's not the most exciting upsell for marketers to get into to employ. And yet it's just a workhorse. It is, a bundle offer. They sometimes call it a bucket offer, where you just get a whole bunch of more stuff that is worth a lot of money, and you get it all for like a significant discount. But it's stuff that's aligned with the product that they just bought.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially you can see here, make wood projects without nails, screws, or glue. So they're selling wood projects on the front end, and then they're giving you all of these other woodworking related products, and they're bundling them together, and they're giving them away at a discount. And provided that these products, these this of related products that is being offered, provided that they are in fact of interest to people and are related to the first product that they bought, there's usually a really good conversion rate on these things.
Mm-hmm.
So this can be used in so many different places. You can even use it in services. You can be like, I know you signed up for X service. We actually have 5 more services that we can offer you
Mm-hmm.
for, they normally cost Y, but I can give it to you today for Z as a one-time special offer. You can do it with services, you can do it with products, you can do it with physical products. A lot of the times, even if you're selling I don't know, whatever, think about it, whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want to sell, whatever kind of Amazon related products or whatever, anything of any nature whatsoever, you can sell more of that stuff. You can sell, like, bundle packages where you can get 3 for the price of 2, you can get 5 for the price of 2. Bundle packages work really, really well. And this is an example of it. They're not putting this type of upsell in pole position by mistake. They're putting it there. They've tested it. They've been at it for 10 plus years. They know that this type of offer is a real workhorse. And again, you want to be testing different templates. You want to be testing different offers for your upsells. It's not just about, hey, let me come up with a good offer. When you want to be split testing one offer against another all the time to find out what's going to perform best for you, especially in upsell number one. And these guys have figured out that a bundle offer is working best for them.
And of course, then in step number two, then there is the big book of 700 boys projects. And
Yeah.
this gets the nostalgia going because the grandfather sees the projects that they might want to do with their grandson, or their father may want to do with their own son. And even I think there's a strong collector mindset here where somebody sees this and goes, man, I may not have a need for this today, but I certainly would love to have this book to put on my shelf because I'm expecting maybe to have a grandchild, or
Mhm.
my grandbaby is too young today, and I might want to collect these projects because certainly out of 700 projects, there's going to be something here that I can do with my grandson.
Yeah, they did another bundle upsell, which to me, I kind of thought was interesting. Well, they're obviously doing it because it's working. I just know in my heart and in my soul that there's this number two upsell could be beaten. There's a lot of different offers that these guys could be using that I feel would make this funnel a lot more profitable. At the end of the day, these are hobbyists. Hobbyists like to hang out with other hobbyists. They like to get ongoing coaching and training. What I mean, there's like a
Mhm.
paid community. There's coaching. There's just so many different things that could have been offered here, and I
Mhm.
would bet my hat that this second upsell could be beaten. It's in there because it's working. I
Yeah.
definitely agree. It creates nostalgia within the confines of doing another bundle upsell. It's really good what they're doing, but I just think there's so much more
Mhm.
that could be offered to this customer. And I think they've kind of dropped the ball slightly on this upsell number two. I think a far more lucrative upsell could have been put in here, and I think they're missing out by not having something better in there.
And definitely one of the comments that we've heard about your book monetization is that what how you talk through the upsells, and you recommend that the upsells be the next natural extension or the next piece of the project, and then those upsells could actually probably be a much higher price.
Yeah, I would do this completely differently. Like, one of the things that I really feel that these guys missed out on, I used to be a woodworker. I used to be this customer. And I know something that is kind of crazy to me that these guys don't know. And that is woodworkers would sell their soul for tools.
Mhm.
Tools is the crack cocaine for woodworkers. And there is so much money that these guys spend on tools. They spend thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars on tools. And the fact that these guys have not tapped into that anywhere in their funnel, anywhere in their follow up, like they could have kind of an all in one power kind of bench or something like that, that they would allow them to be able to make these woodworking projects faster, easier, with greater success. And these things could be sold for $5,000 to $10,000, can save these people time, can save these people money, can save these people mistakes, can ensure that what they create has a far higher likelihood of being something impressive that their neighbors would be complimenting them on and their wives would be complimenting them on. They never got into that. And I really believe the reason why they never got into that is because they didn't map out that journey that I talk about in the book. They didn't map out, like, what is it ultimately that this person is looking for, because information is only a part of it. It's not the whole journey. And they, as
Mm.
a result of not mapping out that kind of journey from pain to having this need or this pain all the way to the ultimate end result, as a result of not mapping out that journey, they stayed stuck kind of in first gear with their upsells, in my opinion, when they could have really been firing on all cylinders. If it were me and I had the opportunity to take control of this funnel, believe me, this whole thing would end in a $10,000 sale of some description, because these guys are already spending that money anyway.
Well, and I think there's a general assumption that the buyer already has all the tools and equipment, and that certainly is faulty. And
A woodworker never has enough tools. Never. Never.
and and then beyond that, you also touched on my pet peeve with people who are mapping out their member journey. They think of it in terms of the journey through their crap. They're not thinking about the journey that the actual customer is on,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
discovery to actually doing,
yeah,
and implies all the stuff that they don't actually have within this product that could be offered or at least could be addressed as part of this journey. Most people, when they think, oh, I'm going to map out my member journey, they're mapping out the journey through what they deliver
yeah,
rather than the journey to actually fulfill what the customer is looking to do in their lives. And
yeah,
so you hit on a very important point. And then if you are getting value, you make sure that you grab a copy of the report that we're showing. It's 28 pages breaking down Ted's working funnel. You can get it by visiting monetizationillustrated.com, signing up for Monetization Daily. And then right there at that confirmation page, you'll see a download link for this report.